Hi, I'm Denise. Thank you for watching my video. Today I'm going to talk about the sound V. I will talk about how to make this sound. I will talk about which letters make this sound. I will give you some words containing this sound. I will compare this sound V with a related sound, and I will give you some sentences containing words with this sound. Okay? So let me begin by talking about how to make this sound. Again, this sound is V, and the way we make that is by very lightly resting our upper teeth onto our lower lip. And we rest the teeth on the inside of the lip, but again very lightly, and not far inside. Not like this, okay, not really far, but just dropping the teeth straight down onto the lip. Okay? When I do that, I then force air out of my mouth, and I can feel the air if I put my fingers here. It's not a lot of air, but a little bit of air does come out of the mouth. When I make this sound, my vocal cords vibrate. Okay, so this is a voiced sound, meaning that the vocal cords are vibrating. And that's it. I drop my teeth onto my lower lip, onto the inside of my lower lip. I force air out of my mouth, and I let my vocal cords vibrate. I can also feel some vibration here in my lip as well. If I compare that, I know I'm jumping ahead a bit, but if I compare that with F, I can say that this sound F blows out more air than this one. So if you're familiar with this sound, this one is very similar, okay? But this one does not force out as much air. You will have many opportunities to practice words with this sound as we continue. So let's continue. Let me talk now about which letters make this sound. The sound V is made with the letters V and F. It is almost always made with the letter V, as in these three words: van, very, and vote. However, occasionally the letter F also makes the V sound. Here's a very common word, the most common word, where the letter F makes the V sound. This is the word of. You will probably only see the letter F making the V sound in this word. In most other words, the V sound is made with the letter V. Let's go on, and I will show you examples of many words with the V sound. I have several words up on the board here for you which contain the sound V. The words in the first column have V at the beginning of the word. The words in the second column have V in the middle of the word. And the words in the third column have V at the end of the word. Please practice saying these words with me. Vacation, value, vanilla, various, vegetable, vehicle, virus, visit, volume, volunteer. All right? So they all begin with the V sound, but I would like to practice some of them a little bit more. This one in particular, I do know some people have trouble with. So let's practice this one a little bit more. This is a 3-syllable word, vanilla, vanilla, okay? So we have the V sound and an Then we have a N sound with the vowel I, and we have the O sound. So we move from the N, containing the vowel, nil, nil. Be sure to get the O sound in there, okay? Vanilla, vanilla. And in this word, it's the word vegetable, we normally do not pronounce that letter E in the middle of the word. So we pronounce this as vegetable, vegetable. Okay, we pronounce it as a 3-syllable word. This word has the letter H, but the letter H is not pronounced. So this is vehicle, vehicle. We do not pronounce that H. It's a 3-syllable word, vehicle, vehicle. All right? And I think the others are okay. Let's move on to the second column. Please practice saying these words with me. Advice, avoid, deliver, evening, ever, given, invoice, involve, provide, travel. And in this word, we do not pronounce the second E. So we pronounce this as a 2-syllable word, evening, evening. This word, ever, occurs in many other words, such as forever, or however, or whenever. This word has 2 letter V's, and also it has the V sound 2 times. Involve. And we move from the O sound to the V sound. We do not put an extra vowel sound between these 2 sounds. So it's involve. We move from O to V. Ove. Involve. All right? Involve. Some people have trouble with that, but not everyone, of course. And this, I would just like to say it one more time, is provide. Provide. Okay, let's move on to the last column of words. Please repeat these words after me. Above, approve, arrive, 5, have, improve, leave, receive, serve, solve. Please notice that each of these words ends in the letter E. However, I did not pronounce the letter E. The letter E is silent in each of these words, so the last sound in the word is V. Okay? That's why I have these in this column. Each of these words has v as the last sound in the word. Okay? So you can ignore the letter E. This last word here, solve, is similar to the word involve, in that we have the sound O followed by the sound V, and there's no vowel sound in the middle. All right? So I hope you did well with these words. They're here for you to practice if you want. Let's go ahead and move on to the next part. I would like to practice some words now which differ only in the sounds f and v. The rest of the sounds in each pair of words is the same. So that means that face and vase sound the same, except for the first sounds. So f and v are different, but ace and ace are the same. Okay? It does not matter how the word is spelled, the sounds in the words are the same. So this word is spelled with a C, this word is spelled with an S, but those two letters make the same sound. When I have two words written together like this, separated by a slash, that means that these two words sound the same. They are different words, they are spelled differently, but the sound of the words is the same. So these two words both sound like fairy, and these two words both sound like very. Down here at the bottom, I have two words which sound the same. They are both vile. What I'd like to do right now is practice saying these words, and have you repeat them, please. And be sure to make the f sound for the words in this column, and be sure to make the v sound for the words in this column. And I would like to remind you about the similarities and differences between these words, between these sounds, okay? So this is the sound that we have been working with today. This is v. And I make this sound by putting my teeth, my upper teeth on my lower lip, forcing air out of my mouth, and allowing my vocal cords to vibrate. This is v. This is a similar sound. It is also made with my upper teeth on my lower lip and forcing air out of my mouth. However, this is a voiceless sound. My vocal cords do not vibrate. This sound is f. All right? So we have f, no vibration, v, vibration. All right? Please practice saying these words with me. Face, vase, face, vase, fairy, very, fairy, very, fender, vendor, fender, vendor, few, view, few, view, file, vial, file, vial. All right. Let's move on to the next two columns. The idea here is the same. The words in this column have the f sound, the voiceless sound. The words in this column have the v sound, the voiced sound. The other sounds in the words are the same. So please practice saying these with me, and please be sure to make a f sound here and a v sound here. All right? Okay. A chief, a achieve, grief, grieve, life, live, life, live, relief, relieve, relief, relieve, safe, save, safe, save. You might have wondered about this word. You may have wanted to say live. Well, as a verb, this word would be pronounced live. I live here. But I was pronouncing it as an adjective. As an adjective, it's pronounced live. All right? And I had to do that in order to have it be a partner with this word, life. Okay? So I pronounced this as an adjective. This is life, live. Let's practice the words in the last two columns. The words in these two columns have f or v in the middle of the word. The words in this column have f in the middle of the word. The words in this column have v in the middle of the word. Let's practice. Infest, invest, infest, invest, surfer, server, surfer, server, wafer, waver, wafer, waver. If you have any trouble pronouncing these words differently, then practicing these words on the board here could be useful to you. As I mentioned previously, most of the sounds in each word pair are the same. However, they do differ in whether they have the f or the v sound. So, pronouncing these words would be good practice if you are having any difficulty. Let's move on to sentences. Let's practice saying some sentences now containing words with the v sound. Please repeat after me. A very vocal voter verbalized his viewpoint. A very vocal voter verbalized his viewpoint. A very vocal voter verbalized his viewpoint. The valet maneuvered the valuable vehicle very close to the van. The valet maneuvered the valuable vehicle very close to the van. The valet maneuvered the valuable vehicle very close to the van. The venerated violin virtuoso varied his volume. The venerated violin virtuoso varied his volume. The venerated violin virtuoso varied his volume. I almost forgot the sentence. Okay, one more time for that one. The venerated violin virtuoso varied his volume. That was better. Thank you for watching this video. I do appreciate it. I hope that you learned something from it, and maybe you'll watch it again. I also have many word list videos where you can practice lists of words. You don't have to listen to all my explanation about everything, and those might be interesting or useful to you as well. Also, if you'd like to be notified when I make new videos, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.